I really want to thank all of you for being here today. This was kind of the brainchild of a few people who I want to take some time to really thank. I'm Kelly Rowland. I'm the forensics teacher here at Texas High. When I say that, most people go, "You're what?" Yes, we teach forensics here at Texas High. We've taught it for quite a while. I started the course, it was either 7 or 8 years ago, so we've taught it for quite a while. And really what we did and why we did it was to focus on the interest that the kids had in all of the crime shows and the CSI and Criminal Minds and all that. In science, you're always looking for that spark of interest, and sometimes it's not so easy to find. So when I saw that there was really an interest in this type of thing, and knowing what I knew, that forensic science really ties together all of the other subjects and helps the students understand how it plays in the real world, not just in the classroom, I thought, well, why don't we use this and why don't we actually teach this? So that's how all the forensics started. My interest, as you may have read in the paper, comes from my mother. My mother was friends with Betty Jo Booker. She lived through this time. Unfortunately, I don't see her out there. I don't think she's gotten out of bed yet this morning. But she lived through this time, and it changed kind of who they were at that time. An age of innocence was really no longer innocent. It was frightening. For years, Mother would not speak of it. It was painful for her. Justice has never been served, and so the passion was always there. It's always intriguing to me that my mother would speak about anything, but when I asked her about this, she kind of got tight-lipped about it. She just didn't want to talk about it. And so when we got together, Dr. John Tennison, who you'll meet in just a minute, through the miracle of social media, he and I came together and figured out that we had the same idea and were working on it separately. And so we got together and pooled our resources and came together for the event. I want to thank the district for supporting me when I step outside the classroom. That's not always easy for them. Sometimes my ventures are a little tongue-in-cheek, if you say, but I think this is important to the community. When I talk to my forensics classes, and I would say, talk about the different cases and say, well, you know, the Phantom Killer, and they're just looking at me like I'm speaking in Greek. And I said, don't you know who the Phantom Killer, about Phantom Killer in Texarkana, it's our history. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I say, the town that dreaded sundown, oh yeah. I'm like, okay, well you need to know more about it than that. So I always discuss the cases with my students, and then when I found that John had an interest in putting this together, I thought, what a great way to get my classes to contribute to the community. And so that's why we're here. We came together. You'll see students walking around. Occupy them, please, because we're supposed to be doing something today. They can tell you about the exhibits that are in the lobby. They can show you where the restrooms are. They have programs for you if you didn't get one when you came in. And they are going to be your resident experts. So feel free to question them about the cases. They're going to hate that I said that, but I would like for you to do so and stretch their knowledge as well. They're taking a test next week, so it'll actually help them study. The lobby is full of pieces of work from the students at Texas High, and I have been so impressed with my colleagues. I approached the department chairs and said, I really would like to use this to do a cross-curricular unit, and you know what you do in your classes better than I do, so here it is, take it and run with it. And man, they did. We have beautiful art pieces that are done by the art students. We have the program you're looking at. The artwork was done by one of our art students, Alex O'Gorman, and I want to take a second to thank her for that. She did a fabulous job, as did all the other students that submitted pieces in the lobby. The graphic design classes design the programs. They design the posters that are out around town that I hope you have seen. And then our astronomy classes, thank you Nathan Upchurch, our astronomy classes did a unit researching the skies for the nights of the attacks. and putting together what were the phases of the moon, commonly known as Texarkana moonlight murders. There was some scuttlebutt that, they all happened on a full moon. Well, they didn't. And so Mr. Upchurch's classes looked and said, what was in the sky those nights? And so you will find it on this end of the lobby. I encourage you to take some time to look at that. Our students have done an amazing job. They put a lot of work into them, and I'm really proud of all of them and proud of my colleagues for standing behind me for this. That being said, I would also like to take a minute to thank all of the presenters that are here today. I know we each have an interest for different reasons, and I think that's the beauty of something like this. We can all come together and present our expertise. We can talk about what our passions are with regard to the cases. And I hope that the collaborations we make here can one day help us figure out the answers to some of these questions that we still don't have answers for. And so I thank all of them for that. I would like to, if you will indulge me, take a moment of silence for the victims. It is of great pain to me and my mother, and I'm sure all those that were involved, that justice has never been served for them. So I would like to take a moment to just remember them and their families, and hope that we will continue to work on finding some justice for all of them. Thank you. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dr. John Tennison, who is going to introduce our first speaker. And I would like to thank all of you for being here. I hope you stay for the whole day. If you can't, there are some agendas in the lobby as well as in your program. So if you have to leave, then you can at least see the ones you especially want to see. There are also some books available in the lobby. We are fortunate to have Jim Presley's book as an early release. And unfortunately, he was not able to be here, but I talked to him the other night, and he was very excited that we were releasing those. If you would like a book, and we have already sold out, I only have a limited number of copies, but if you will leave your name and address with one of my students, then we will see about getting you a copy reordered. Okay? Dr. John Tennison, thank you.
Thank you, Kelly, very much. I am amazed at how the students and faculty, Ms. Rowland, and the Texarkana Independent School District has come together to produce this forum today. It's already exceeded my expectations, and I want to thank you all for coming today as well.